So in the wet process, the limestone brought from the quarries is first crushed to smaller fragments. Then it is taken to a ball or tube mill where it is mixed with clay or shale as the case may be and ground to a fine consistency of slurry with the addition of water. The slurry is a liquid of creamy consistency with water of about 35 to 50%, wherein particles crushed to a fineness of Indian Standard Sieve number 9 are held in suspension. The slurry is pumped to slurry tanks or basins where it is kept in an agitated condition by means of rotating arms with chains or blowing compressed air from the bottom to prevent the settling of limestone and clay particles. The composition of slurry is tested to give the required chemical composition and corrected periodically in the tube mill and also in the slurry tank by blending slurry from different storage tanks. Finally, the corrected slurry is stored in the final storage tanks and kept in a homogeneous condition by the agitation of slurry. Then the corrected slurry is sprayed on the upper end of the rotary kiln. Here you can see this is the rotary kiln. This is the upper side of the rotary kiln. This is the upper side of the rotary kiln. This is the drying zone. So first of all, this corrected slurry is sprayed onto the upper end of the rotary kiln against hot, heavy hanging chains. The rotary kiln is an important component of cement factory. It is a thick steel cylinder of diameter anything from 3 to 8 meters. That is, the diameter of this rotary kiln is of about 3 to 8 meters. It has diameter of about 3 to 8 meter and lined with refractory materials mounted on roller bearings. These are the roller bearings on which this rotary kiln is mounted and capable of rotating about its own axis at a specified speed. Now, this particular rotary kiln is rotated along its longitudinal axis. This is the longitudinal axis, and along this axis, this rotary kiln is rotated so that the particular slurry which is introduced into the rotary kiln will be mixed thoroughly. Then next, the slurry on being sprayed against the hot surface of flexible chain, it loses the moisture and becomes flakes. That means when the slurry is introduced into the drying zone, it loses its moisture content and it turns into the flakes. These flakes peels off and fall on the floors. After that, the reduction in the moisture takes place and then these particular flakes are peels off and falls on the floors of the rotary kiln. Then the rotation of rotary kiln causes the flakes to move from the upper end to lower end of the kiln, subjecting itself to higher and higher temperature. This particular burning zone is subjected to around 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius temperature. The kiln is fired from the lower end. The fuel is either powered coal, oil or natural gas. By the time the material rolls down to the lower end of the rotary kiln, then the dry material undergoes a series of chemical reactions until finally in the hottest part of the kiln, where the temperature in the order of 1500 degrees Celsius, about 20 to 30% of the material gets fused in this burning zone here. Then lime, silica and alumina get recombined and the fused mass turns into the nodular form of size 3 mm to 20 mm, and these nodular forms or these nodules are called as the clinkers. Then the clinker drops into the rotary cooler where it is cooled under controlled conditions. The clinker is stored in silos or bins, and after that this clinker weighs in the particularly weigh batches. Finally, these cooled clinkers are then ground in a ball mill with the addition of 3 to 5%, or you may say in some cases 2 to 3% of the gypsum, in order to prevent the flash setting of the cement. A ball mill consists of several compartments charged with progressively small hardened steel balls. The particles, crushed to a required fineness, are separated by currents of air and taken to storage silos, from where the cement is bagged or filled into barrels for bulk supply to dams or other some works. So here you can also see some information regarding the rotary kiln. Here you can see the gradient given for the rotary kiln is about 1 in 25 to 1 in 30. That is, this particular rotary kiln is inclined. This inclination is 1 in 25 to 1 in 30. Then here you can see also the temperature in burning zone is around 1400 to 1500 degree Celsius, where this particular slurry will transform into the nodules and finally the clinkers are formed. Here you can see these are the clinkers. These are the small granules or nodules, and these nodules and granules are called as the clinkers. Then roll of gypsum or plaster of Paris in the manufacturing of cement. During the manufacturing of cement, finally, what we do, the 2 to 3% of gypsum is added into the cement. Why? Because the cement contains tricalcium aluminate, tricalcium silicate, dicalcium aluminate, and tetracalcium aluminoferrate. These are the compounds. If the C3A content into the cement is more, then what happens? The flash setting problem, that is early setting of cement, will be happened. And for preventing this early setting, we can use the gypsum in the cement so that we can reduce the flash setting problem of the cement, and also we can regulate the setting process of the cement as well as the concrete.